Good. Where's the
Okay, welcome, welcome, welcome. According to Apple time, it's right on time. So we're happy to be right on time today. So we're Greg and Mena Warmbier,
Warmbier.
actually from Sarasota, Florida area.
Warmbier.
And we're happy to have people here. We got people here in the morning, in the evening, and we got fun. Morning, afternoon, evening that are part of this team here from all over the world. Today, we have the distinct pleasure of actually having a co-host that's gonna be with us sharing this from South Africa. And so what's kind of cool about this, we're gonna be talking about this amazing technology. It's this little tiny patch that literally you put on your skin, and when you put it on, amazing things happen. And so one thing that we're going to do today is obviously have Mena is actually, I said she's the attorney of the group. She's an attorney from South Africa. So I'm going to have her talk about a couple disclosures, and then we're going to kick it off with our amazing host today.
Yeah, so first and foremost, thank you for joining us, and also to our brand new guests that are on here for the first time, wherever you're signing in from, just let us know. If you've invited a guest and you see them on here, please type it in the chat so we know, and get back with them after the Zoom. We are here to present an amazing technology, what it is, how it works, and then a high level opportunity surrounding this. The one thing, we're not medical doctors, maybe you are, some of you may be, but we're not here to tell you that this cures, heals, does any miracles, but honestly, working with people for the last almost 30 months,
Yeah.
30 months,
Yeah.
we have seen so many, we receive so many amazing testimonies, and we just cannot stop sharing.
No.
So I'm going to be quiet and hand this over to our wonderful personal in South Africa.
Yes.
He is doing some amazing things. He's hit one of the leader ranks of director, soon to be senior director and above, SPD soon in July, I think it is.
Yes.
And so we're excited to have Brendan come on. He has team all around the world as well.
Totally.
So thank you, Brendan, for sharing with us this evening.
Yes, take it away, Mr. Brendan Duplessis. That's awesome to have you on today. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, thank you so much. You guys are super awesome, and thank you to everyone that's obviously on the Zoom tonight. You know, this is a true blessing for all of us to actually be here. And, thanks to Greg for also, bringing this opportunity into my life. It's actually had such a great impact. And, also, Ken coming into the picture, introducing Greg. It's actually just amazing what one little question, have you been patched yet? Or how familiar are you with stem cells? Just such little questions like this can literally change someone's life. So so thanks so much, Greg and Mena. You guys are like the super awesomest people. And we really appreciate you all the way from South Africa. You guys are great leaders. And I mean, who doesn't want to have a global organization? Greg, I think you said you have basically a team over the whole globe, like 38 countries or something. Around there. So that's really appealing. That's a real opportunity as well with LifeWave. So we're really blessed to be a part of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just share my quick story, so at least you have a bit of a background about why I'm even here tonight. Otherwise it makes it kind of awkward. Who's this guy talking to me, but you don't even know who he is. So essentially, what's got me a bit intrigued with regards to the X39 patch, this really awesome thing, is the best thing ever, is Greg had come to a BNI meeting. It's just a meeting that business owners do in the morning. And he had stood up and he spoke about the stem cell reactivation technology in a patch. And that was very intriguing. He had a lot of people coming and talking to him. And that just sparks a conversation. Greg is very good at what he does. And, it was very appealing to watch a successful person, still continue to be successful. That's very, that's something that's characteristics that I would also like to, follow and live up to. So speaking with Greg, I told him about the story with my mom. My mom had actually had COVID. She struggled really, really, really bad. Her hair was falling out. Her energy was very low. There were multiple times that I walked in on her when she was like sleeping because she was so drained, where I thought she was dead. And that sight of someone where you just think that that's happened, it's the worst thing ever. It's really the worst thing ever, and you never want to go through that. And having it happen multiple times is like even more traumatic. So it was quite an experience to go through, and watching someone struggle and suffer, and everyone knows people that are suffering. I asked her, my mom has gone through this, do you think that this could possibly help her? And he said, absolutely. She just has to put it on and the miracles are going to happen. So that's what we did. I put it on my mom for about 3 months. That was when we looked at the before and afters, and it was really amazing. Her hair was growing thicker. She, before, when she had COVID in that period, she was so drained. She used to go to work, come back home and sleep the whole day. That was just the cycle. She would work and then she would just sleep the whole day, and that's how you live in your life. She didn't meet her friends anymore. But within 3 months on the patch, she started going out a lot more. She started having the energy, sustained energy. And that's not things people are used to. Sustained energy. It's one thing to get to 2 o'clock and feel like, oh, this day is dragging. It's another thing to get to 8 p.m. and you're like, yeah, it's only 8 p.m. Let's get going. So it's a very interesting thing to be a part of, and my mom is really benefiting from it. She's now been on it, going close on a year now, and they've actually reduced her high blood pressure medication. That was quite awesome as well. That was quite recent. She had actually gone for her yearly checkup, and it was in one of the most stressful periods of her year. It's the year end and all of that when she went. And the doctor was so shocked when he took it. It was 120/80, and he was so shocked he didn't even tell her. He said, we're going to wait about 15 minutes and we're going to check it again. And they checked it again. What do you know? 120/80. What is the only thing she changed? Putting on the patch. So it's a very, very awesome thing, that we get to actually tell everyone about tonight. And that's just my personal story. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to now at least give everyone a bit more information, about this wonderful little patch. It's one thing that I can share a story like that, but how does it work? Why do we even have a patch? And what's in it for you? That's actually what it boils down to. You're not joining here for nothing. You have to you invest in time. You need to get something back for that. And I promise you, you're gonna walk away today with one of the best things that you could possibly ever hear about. If you hear about anything better than this, I'd actually be shocked. So please do pay attention, and you're in for quite a ride. So the first thing is that we like to ask people, like I said, a very simple question is, have you been patched yet? It's a simple question, yet it's a very, very, it can change so many lives. I've started so many conversations like this, and it's really just been amazing to see what can happen. So just give you a bit of a background, right? The company that we're part of is LifeWave, and David Schmitz, he's the CEO of LifeWave and the inventor of X39, and he has over 130 patents, right? He's a scientist and inventor, and he specializes in age reversing. And in 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. So from that point in 2008, the X39 patent took about 10 years and $4.5 million to bring to market. So that's just a high-level overview of David Schmidt, right? Just to point out there, this gentleman has 130 different patents. He's technically the if you want to say, the Steve Jobs of the health industry, right? So we're not just talking about little iPhones that people can buy and wear and it just waste time. We're talking about he's leading the field in the health industry with non-invasive, drug-free technologies that give you back life, quality life. Right, that's what we're talking about today. And he invested 10 years of his own life, right, and $4.5 million to develop the X39, right? It's called the X39, 39 iterations, right? How many of us stick to gym for 2 months, 2 weeks, 2 days? This gentleman took 10 years. So this is a real product. It has a real story behind it. And imagine dedicating 10 years to something. Imagine how smart you have to be to develop something like this, and how persistent and consistent you need to be, and how much belief you need to have when you're doing this. But what an impact. It's a patented technology, right? Mena obviously knows quite a bit about this because it's a legal binding document. This, you can't put anything in here that is not being proven at least more than once. And a very interesting thing is that we've proven with all of our clinical case studies that we did to get this patent approved, that with how the mechanism in which the patch works, which is phototherapy, once you use this mechanism, phototherapy, on the body, we've proven that it elevates copper peptide. And what our patent states here is that as a result of elevating this copper peptide, it includes the activation of stem cells, improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in energy, and improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production, and improved wound healing. So long and short of it is that this technology has been proven to elevate this copper peptide, which has been proven through thousands of studies to activate your stem cells and all those other benefits. So this is, yes, it's a stem cell activation technology. It's actually, it's a copper peptide elevating technology. However, that is what's linked to all of the other benefits. It's not just your stem cells activating. And that's a beautiful thing. That's just one result, and we could charge you thousands for that, just for stem cell activation. We should actually charge thousands, $1,000 per result, but we don't do that. It's actually much better than that. So why is this even a thing? Why should we even have a patch that activates your stem cells? Well, the reality of life is that the fewer stem cells you have, the faster you're going to age and the slower you're going to heal. This is just the reality we're all facing. And up until this point, you're going to face that continuously going forward. The best, like, let me ask you a question, right? Is your hair as thick as what it was when you were in 20s? Is your hair as dark as what it was when you were in 20s? If you have to cut your finger now, does it heal as fast as what you did when you were 20s? Is your eyesight as good as when you were in 20s? Do you have as much energy as what you did in your 20s? All of these things, okay, that whole story is all because your stem cells are going dormant. You're aging, right? And hundreds of millions of people are experiencing the symptoms of aging. Just to remind everyone, what is aging again? What is aging? Everyone hears, oh, I'm getting older, I'm aging. But what is that? It's basically you're clumping a bunch of deteriorations in the body together, and you're just blaming it on the fact you're getting older, right? That's what aging is that your eyesight's going bad, you have many wrinkles, your hair's going thin, you just don't have energy, you have backache and all of this, and it's all just because of age. Doesn't matter what the reason is. The fact is you have multiple things in your body that are failing, or let's not use that word, but multiple things in your body that are going backwards, right? That are not working the way they should. And, it's a real problem. Call it age, but, we all know someone that you can look at them and say, I think they're in their 30s. Actually, they're 45. But we also know people that you look at them, you're like, 72. Oh, actually 53. Okay, so we all know people like that. And the reason is age. We all age differently, but that's just all of our bodies deteriorate at different rates. So at age 30, only half of your stem cells are active, but at age 60, you lose almost all of your stem cell activity. This is exactly why, from the points, that's why the traditional way in which people earn money, which is going to a job and working a job forever, is such a scam, because you work 60 years, you've lost all your stem cell activity, you don't have enough money in the bank, and now what happens? You become someone else's problem. You can't live the freedom in the life that you want to live because you were sold a lie when you started working. Now, that's what Mena and Greg are going to talk to you about today. That's going to, something that can help you accelerate the next 40 years of your working life into the next 2 years because of X39, right? Just putting it out there. How does it work? It's a proprietary form of phototherapy. We're all very familiar with phototherapy. We use phototherapy for the treatment of jaundice. People even use phototherapy. We call it red light therapy. That's another word for it is light therapy. So we all kind of know what it is, but all that David Schmidt has done, he's taken that process and he's put it into a patented nanocrystal technology. Okay. All it's going to do is going to reflect your body's heat and light to activate. But the most important thing to remember, it's non-transdermal. No drugs, chemicals, or stimulants go into the body, and it's completely non-invasive. That's the main thing to know. No drugs are going into, and it's completely non-invasive. So there's nothing to worry about. Even if you are on medication or something's going on in your life and you're worried about whatever, if there's any negative side effects, no, it's non-invasive. No drugs, chemicals, or stimulants go into the body. Very amazing. Now, what is the benefits of X39? Well, it's very interesting is that through all of the clinical case studies, again, that have proven multiple people have experienced so many different benefits with regards to using X39. But one of the main key points to remind everyone of X39 is to help you achieve what we call optimal health. What is optimal health? Well, it's being in a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So it's helping you elevate dramatically and in giving you much more improvements in 3 separate areas just by wearing the patch 12 hours a day, right? That's how simple it is. I mean, just imagine, if you're not sleeping too well, imagine just an improvement in sleep, how many more benefits you're going to get just from an improvement of sleep, right? Now you put on improvements in energy, right? Yes, you're sleeping better, but now your energy is also going to be sustained better. It's not just because you're sleeping better that now you have better energy. All of these are separate things that are taking place in the body, but all of them have a knock-on effect. And when they come together, you get something really, really, really powerful. I mean, really, like look at Greg. He's looking awesome for someone in his 50s, So anyway, topography map. This is this is again one of the studies. This is all about the facts, right? I'm not sure how many guests we have on tonight, but all this little presentation is meant to do is to give you all the facts that we have acquired, right? We could have sent you a 300-page PDF that just has line after line after line about all of this, or we could put it in a nice format for you, and then we can show you this, and that you can get the right information. That at least you actually have a much better idea. You're more informed than what you were before, and you never know who might benefit from something like this, even if it's not for you. Great. But at least we're giving you things that you can then go ahead and help other people that might need to also see and hear about this, right? So back to the topography map. This is of a 77-year-old woman who placed the X39 at the back of the neck. So before she put the X39 on, right, you can see all of this inflammation in the brain. This is a lack of stem cell activity. Or at 77, you've barely there's like maybe one stem cell kicking there. And that's what it looks like. Your brain is going to be very inflamed. You're going to there's no mental clarity there, right? But just look at what 3 weeks on X39 does. No more inflammation and improved brain coherence. Look at this, 6 weeks on X39. Complete turnaround and better brain coherence. It's a true miracle. I haven't even told Greg and Mena yet, but one of the gentlemen, Julian, he's been on the patches now for 3 days or 2 days. And he said that he's experiencing this mental clarity. And this is also a young gentleman. It's so awesome to see that it's also working for him so fast. It's really cool. So anyway, what are the long-term results? Well, what we've seen and what we've been able to prove is that within the first few days, you get about 4,000 genes reset into a younger, healthier state. Now that's very, very, very important. That's what's actually causing your body to start repairing and regenerating, is that it's actually now putting damaged and dormant cells into a state of being healthy again, and that they can start working the way they should. Within 6 weeks, the brain becomes balanced. You just saw the topography map. That's the brain balancing. That's what mental clarity looks like. That's what decreased inflammation looks like. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased, so your skin is going to look much better. We say, within about the 3-month mark, people start having this glow that's actually where you start getting people like, oh, like you're looking good, what's going on? Or have you changed anything? And that's the moment that you're going to decide, is it actually that you made a decision to drink more water? Or is it actually because the patch is working for you? That's going to be the moment. So you got to just try it out for 3 months and see, what glow you have. But we like to call it the shiny effect. Within 6 months, your heart is going to reverse in age. And that is going to be something that's really special. We all know someone that is getting older. And imagine you had something that can reverse time for them, right? Like you literally have an opportunity to spend more quality time with people that you love. When you hear that we've proven that when you wear the X39 stem cell activation technology, it's going to reverse your heart's age by an average of 8 years, right? By an average of 8 years. Imagine just getting extra few quality months with someone that is actually on the verge of not making it through. You know how many stories we've heard about people that they had been told 3 months left to go, or they're in hospital, they're basically on death's doorstep, and then they just start putting the X39 on, and then they come back. It's a true miracle. People that have had, well, let's not make claims, but people that have had very bad disorders, come back. It's really cool. Okay, anyway, wear the patch 12 hours on, 12 hours off. You can wear it at the back of the neck, below the belly button, or anywhere on the body, as long as it's on the body. Throw the old patch away after 12 hours, put a new one on and repeat. And just remember to drink plenty of water. That's very, very important. Your body, as Yolandi says, we're all just very confused cucumbers because it's over 70% water. So you just got to make sure that you keep on replenishing the nutrients. That's what feeds your body, right? Your blood is not made up of, hair follicles. It's made up of water and stem cells, and that's all process. So again, X39 is very sophisticated, right? And very simple to explain. It's a nanotechnology in a patch. Nothing goes into, drug-free, completely non-invasive. And the testimonials of X39 are absolutely life-changing. And the best thing about it, absolutely works, right? There's no doubts about it. Again, there's so many people on here that can share. If everyone here to share 5 of their top stories, I'm sure we would have, we'll just be here forever because, everyone has 50 stories they actually want to share. So this might be a bit, too much for you. Maybe you're tired of hearing my voice by now, but we do have a website that has much more different people and much more professional people that are in the medical field, people that are scientists, people that are also, you can hear from David Schmitz, you can hear from really people that have been in the medical field for 30 years, calling this the most prolific medical breakthrough. You can go here and you can find that information out. Our testimonials are there. Our patent is there if you want to read it. But at least you have the resources to make an informed decision. Again, even if it's not for you, at least you know what you can share with someone to give them more information. That's what's important. Don't be the reason someone doesn't get help. Be the reason someone gets help. Right? Don't be the reason they don't get help. I'm gonna do this one because I really love this slide, and then I'm gonna hand it over to Greg and Mena. But just to iterate with everyone, this is a 20-year-old company, 20-year-old, right? And we operate in over 75 countries. Please understand, when someone is wondering still, I'm not too sure about this patch, what it's going to do for me, or I don't think it's going to work for me, or I'm not sure I'm interested in that. No worries, but this company is operating in 75 other countries, and we just crossed over $600 million this past year, right? In 2021, we did $20 million. Last year, we closed off on $650 million, right? That's a big number. And if you really want to doubt us, show me your company financials. Are you hitting 600 million? How can you disregard a company that's going to become a $1 billion company this year? And that's what screams opportunity. It's the one thing to be in momentum with a product that works, and it's not a Me Too product. Most companies, you got your supplements to help you lose weight, your skincare, all of these different things. But here you have a stem cell activation technology that, regardless of what you want to do after tonight, you still have now something that that people are struggling. This is the solution. Not to be on chemotherapy and all these other things. Help people get better. That's what X39 is about. helping people getting better. And the more people you help, the more zeros go in your bank account. That's what's been proven with LifeWave. So let's help as many people as possible. And now I'm going to leave it over to Greg and Mena, the most super awesomest people ever. And I really appreciate, all their support, all their help. They've been fantastic business partners. And yeah, I actually look forward to listening to you guys tell us more about this amazing opportunity, because you guys have done so well. In 2 years, like hitting the highest rank in the company, being like the leaders in our team. This is a global organization, but Greg and Men are leading that. So we're very privileged tonight, guys. And I think hopefully everyone understands that. And yeah, take it away.
Brendan, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is amazing. And hearing about your mom, got a chance to meet her last time we were there in South Africa. Brendan's one of our top leaders. Obviously he's developing business in South Africa, his business in a bunch of countries in Europe and in the US and all over, which is absolutely amazing. And so again, the one thing we tell people, it's really a complicated type technology, but it's simple to explain. And that's one thing that we have. I'm going to share a quick video today because we have a little bit of time to share a testimonial. And one of the things that we want to do is make sure you understand how amazing this is, because really we talk to people about all the time, again, is that it's really simple. We got doctors utilizing this. They go, this is the most simple protocol ever. You wear it 12 hours a day. My alarm on my phone goes off at 9 a.m., goes off at 9 p.m. I put it on at 9 a.m. It tells me to take it off. I take it off at 9 p.m., throw it out. But it's a peel and stick. I tell people you can use a plaster or a Band-Aid, as they say here in the U.S., peel, stick, put on, and that's it. Keep moving, keep doing what you're doing. The doctor's like, this is the most easy thing. So it's really simple and it absolutely works. So we got a chance to interview a young lady. We haven't even posted this up on our YouTube channel yet, but a young lady, I should say. She's actually in an assisted living facility right now, but she's actually had a lot of challenges. A friend of mine, Mike Scoopin, who's not even really involved with the business right now, he will be, but he actually said, hey, told his neighbor, said, you got to try this product. It's actually fantastic.
Yeah, and just like Brendan said, don't be the reason why someone doesn't get their hope back,
Yeah.
And so that's what Mike did. He's like, maybe it's not for me, but he shared it.
Yeah.
And this woman is forever grateful to Mike. So
Yeah, so check this out. It's about a little bit or 4 minutes long, but check this out real quick. It's pretty amazing. Oops, if it clicks. There we go.
Here we go.
We're recommending one we wanted to introduce today, actually, Deborah Gett. She actually was introduced to me by a good friend of mine, Mike Scoopin out of Michigan. We call him Scoop. But when he was talking about that Deb had some different challenges, we're trying to help as many people as possible with this tiny little amazing patch. And so we said, hey, let's just try this, see what we can do. So Deb, if you want to share a little bit more about your story, what happened to you and what you've seen by using the X39, that would be fantastic.
Absolutely. In October of 22, I went in for hip replacement surgery. And when I came out, I was still numb. And what we learned later was that the anesthesiologist hit my spinal cord with the anesthetic. And so I'm numb from the waist down, not totally paralyzed, not paralyzed, but numb. And then about 6 months later, I broke my ankle, ended up not being able to walk, and my legs atrophied, totally atrophied. So since about April of June or July of 23, I've been working on walking again. It's been really difficult. I ran into Mike. Mike was actually driving me to and from my PT, and he said, my friend Greg has this product. He says, you just have to try it. God's telling me that you need to try it. And I said, God's telling me the same thing. So I got the 90-day package. And let me back up a little bit. I'm still struggling to walk. I was standing, but I was standing mostly on my arm, holding a lot of weight to my arms, and my legs were just shaking. They were shaking so much it was almost like a vibration. So I bought the product. I started November the 1st. Isn't that interesting? The first day in November I started, so I could track my progress. About 3 weeks in, my physical therapist said, "You're losing weight." And I said, "Really? Interesting." And then my anti-anxiety medicine, I stopped taking it. I just forgot about it. Isn't that interesting? Part of the part of the problem is that I have a lot of water, and so I take Lasix. Um, I stopped taking my Lasix every day. First, I reduced it. I reduced it from 60 milligrams to 40 milligrams to 20 milligrams, and now I'm taking it every other day just to be safe. Um, and about 30 days ago, I started standing again, and I'm standing solidly on my feet now. My muscles are strong where they weren't strong before. My muscles are strong, and I'm standing on my feet, and I'm not using my hands to hold on so much. And my balance is much better. So overall, I've increased my physical ability in the past 90 days. I would say 200%.
Wow.
And they're starting me to walk now.
Wow.
That's
So
that's
yeah.
that's amazing, and that's the part we never know. Like some people it takes days, some people it takes weeks, some people it takes months. But
Well, and
that's
I'm 74 years old. It's going to take a little longer, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
But also that's the thing that's interesting. They said, the rule of thumb for everybody is once again that for every decade that you're alive, you should be using a 30-day supply for at least, that many months. So if I'm 50, 52, I should be using it for 5 to 6 months. Everybody 70s, you'd be 7 to 8 months to see the full effect. So we're going to continue seeing, obviously, it's going to continue to improve over and over and over. We've been using the product now for
Yeah.
2.5 months, and we're going to use it until Jesus takes
Two
us
and a
home.
half months.
2.5
Absolutely.
Have
2.5
you?
years.
So, do you know any people who have challenges? I mean, besides yourself, do you know any?
I'm pretty well insulated where I'm at right now. But peripherally, I know a lot of people who have challenges.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we all do. We all do.
Yep. So it was amazing when she told me the testimony over the phone. I'm like, will you do us a favor? Can we get on a Zoom? And so on Saturday, she said, no problem. I'll get on the Zoom and I'll share what's been going on. But it's amazing the differences that we've seen in so many people. That's just one of thousands of testimonies that we've seen over the past couple of years. And we're just blessed abundantly
Yeah.
because of that. So the one thing that we do want to share a little bit more about again is the opportunity and kind of how it works, because we're going to shift a little bit on that, but we'll talk a little bit more from a company standpoint, a little bit more about that. So one of the things that Brendan mentioned, the company itself is one of the it's the fastest growing network in the entire world, one of the fastest growing companies in the entire world. When we hit $1 billion a year, we'll probably be the fastest growing company in the world, going from 20 million to $1 billion in 5 years. Pretty crazy. So we're the number one momentum ranked company out there. And again, we've got amazing leaders that literally are taking this business to the next level. So when we talk about Steve and Gina Merritt, have been in this industry for decades. They took a look at this, and for a year they were praying for the right kind of company, the right kind of product, the right kind of leadership, the right kind of things to set up, and even pray for God's favor. And when they took a look at this product, at first they said no, and then a good friend of theirs, actually Gina just turned 60 at her 60th birthday party, said, Steve, you've got to try this. He had actually 13 different surgeries, was taking handfuls of Excedrin, which is obviously like a Advil or pain pill or Tylenol. Some people around the world might not know what that is, but it led to handfuls of that. And his wife's like, this is going to kill you. This is not good for you to take this. So he tried the patch. Within a week, all of his extreme discomfort was gone. Literally all gone. And so what did his wife say? This is it. This is it. This is what we've been praying for. And literally today they got the fastest growing team in the entire world. We're part of it, and they're mentoring us and our whole team, which is absolutely fantastic. So this was actually at a conference that we were just at back in 23. It's amazing how time flies. So this is back in August of 23, and they had David Schmidt there, and Meredith was actually announced as the new president at that time, and they won the DSN 2024 Global Bravo Awards for the fastest growing company. And they do that over a 4-year period of time. The company's grown the fastest over the past 4 years. That's the ranking they get. And that's for a company's 20-year-old company to receive that is unheard of. He said it's almost every time it's a startup, because you start at 0 and you grow from there. Well, they started at 20 million and it's grown to 600 million. So yeah, pretty amazing. And this year, again, they said you pretty much got a clinch for 2025 already for the year 2024. So pretty amazing. So, but we're going to talk a little bit more. Did you have anything else you want to share? So you usually get my wife to talk about a couple of these things.
I mean, that's exactly it. We're in a company. I mean, we were talking, and Greg and I were saying Brendan's barely 20. So the
He's
company,
23, yeah.
the company is, he's just a little bit older than the company.
He was still in his
But
nappies when they
we
started.
never heard about it, and we're so grateful that well, we heard about it through our church. We heard about it through a few people, but we weren't, nobody really pursued us because we just indicated we didn't want anything to do with anything like this. And then Ken and Diana Burke, they were persistent, and they came to see us a few times, and we decided, okay, well, let him try it. He'll be the guinea pig, and we'll see what happens. And thank God, I mean, it was no turning back from there. And we feel this obligation, social responsibility to share this with everybody. Like, who are we to keep it a secret? I know Greg often explains this slide, and he does it really well. But when I look at this, there's like pretty much everything on there is my reason why I get involved. I mean, being a lawyer and a professional person, working on people's problems and things like that, you have to kind of be available 24/7 because they pay your bills. Time freedom was definitely a big thing for me, is because I never had vacations. When you're running your own practice and you have clients who rely on you for their pretty much, I mean, anything bad always happens on a holiday. Like, it will happen at Christmas, or will happen at Easter, I mean, so taking vacations, my phone was constantly with me 24/7, and I never had that downtime because I was beholden to them. They paid my bills. And so when I realized, this can set you free, time freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, the stress and all of that, no longer worrying about, oh my gosh, so I have options. I have an option now. Before it was just that was my bread and butter. Now this is an option, and I can say, hey, you know what, to my colleagues, this is a great client, they have this issue, I refer it out, and then they compensate me, and it's allowed, it's legal. They give me a percentage of the fees, and I'm breathing, and I'm excited, and I want to share my business with my colleagues. So travel, we just get to travel for free. We've won another free trip coming up to
Your sixth free trip.
Punta Mita in April. Better health. We heard our friend Deborah talking about her health, and those kind of things. Less debt. I mean, debt gives people stress.
Yeah.
They stress out, and stress causes what? Illness. So there's this vicious circle all the time. And we, in the 2.5 years that we've been, with this company, we've just seen so much positive, so many great things. And, we have this family all over the world that we love, and we want to see everybody win at this, for their health and for their financial, benefits and financial gain, because it's a blessing.
Yes.
When you can help someone pay their mortgage off or their car, they don't need to worry about a car payments anymore. That's an absolute blessing.
It is. And so one of the things that for families always been one of the number one things for us, we got a chance to go to South Africa 3 different times last year. Again, Menno was there for 2 months at the end of the year. I was there for 5 weeks and got a chance to spend time with Brendan and a bunch of the team there, Johan and all these other people, which is absolutely fantastic. But the thing for me 2.5 years ago was the word was freedom. Was freedom, because I was working a job that was driving me nuts. They changed from a mentor management to a tormentor management. The only thing I can say is they implemented a software program that tracked every single thing that you did, and they literally held you to it, and literally you were like under their thumb now. So many companies are doing this now. Guys that I know that are working with companies as what they call account managers or different things like that, they are frustrated. We've just signed up a bunch more people in the past 30 days that are like, I want out. I want out of this. I don't want to be part of corporate anymore. And literally, with the help of my wife and our whole team, within 14 months, I was able to replace my 6-figure income. 2 months later, January 8th of 2024, fired my job a year ago, literally walked into the land of the living. Freedom is real. So if you like the idea of actually not having to work a job if you don't want to, now if you love what you do, great, keep doing what you're doing. But would you love doing it for free? Most people are like, not if they don't pay me. So, but that was like, for me, I love what I did before, and then it changed. And so our thing is, someone said, dig your well before you get thirsty. So that's what we did. We dug and dug and dug, and literally today freedom is amazing. And so that we're going to talk about how you can become financially independent utilizing a company like this. Some people just want to make a little extra money. Some people say, I just get people to, get back to zero, so to say, instead of borrowing more and more and more and getting more and more debt. How about the idea of actually like really accelerating and actually have enough money to come in? So if you had an extra, even an extra 20,000 Rand coming in on a monthly basis, would that be significant to you? That's about $1,000 a month. What if we could help you make an extra 20,000 Rand per week, an extra $1,000 a week? Would that be significant to you? Some people need to make more than that. How about 20,000 Rand a day? How about $1,000 a day? And I'm being very serious on this because this is something that's very accomplished because we've actually almost quadrupled our income since I fired my job. So if you understand the kind of income that being made, it's absolutely staggering. So they got free trips. So this is one that actually is ending this Sunday. Basically, it's a contest. There's gonna be another one, the qualification for this. But we got a bunch of people on here. We got people that are all around the world that are tying in different ones. So they got one for Punta Mita here for North America, so Canada, US, and Mexico. And then the other ones are going to Dubrovnik, Croatia. What an amazing trip that is, right? So they have qualifications for that. So how we work is basically it's based upon a compensation plan. And just like any kind of business is a business plan, and there's really 4 ways that we make money, and I'm going to highlight a couple of them. So one of the main ways we make money is developing a network. Now, if you've never done that before, there's a lot of people are on here that's never done this before. Brendan's never done that before. He didn't know what to do, how to do it. And he said, Greg, will you help me? And that's what we said. Absolutely. We'll take our time, our energy to help you become successful. A lot of other people have never done that before. Other people that have tried to build a network or have built a network, they get involved. This is like, this is a dream come true. Because it's a product that actually works, that no one else has, that it's such a unique product. This is great. So what we do is basically it's going manager is one of the first steps. And as a manager, it's basically just knowing 4 people who say, I want to use this product. And some of them are going to say, I want to use this product and share this with everybody I know. That was like us. So what happened is, once again, you get started as a brand partner. I tell people, would you rather pay retail or would you rather pay wholesale? So I always tell people, if you want to pay retail, great. I've never had anybody do that. I think I've got one person that's paid retail. And literally, most people, I've had people go, what is wholesale? I say, it's getting it at a better price. No, I want that, right? So everybody's like, I want a wholesale. Now what happens, you have the ability to get the product at the lowest price, but now you also have the ability to develop a team. So what happens, when you get placed in there, you're placed on what's considered a right leg or a left leg. If you're positioned on a left leg, you're going to have people above you putting people underneath you on this left leg. If you're on the right leg, people putting people above you below you on the right leg. But you're responsible for bringing someone on the right, someone on the left, someone on the right, someone on the left. And again, it's easiest knowing 4 people to go manager. Then you can make up to $1,500 a week. Now, it doesn't start there. It starts at 100 and 200 and 300 and 400. But how people like the idea of an extra $500 a week, right? So it starts adding up and up and up and up. But what's going to happen, you're going to find someone like Brendan who says, I want to be a manager. You'll find someone like Gary Berg who says, I want to be a manager. Now what's going to happen is that now that your business actually goes to the next level, which is basically known as a director. But you can keep on going up, and that's $2,500 a week that you can make. So it goes all the way up to $25,000 a week. That was a stretch for me. When I first saw that, I go, I like the idea. That's $1.3 million a year. But I'm like, that's fixed. That's all we can make. And then I heard that, no, actually, you can make more than that. But how the brackets work is basically, as a manager, you basically have 2 on the right, 2 on the left, you become a manager. When you have a manager on the right and a manager left, you become a director. And then once you become basically a director and right, director left, you become a senior director. And I tell people this all the time. This right here is like 20,000 Rand a week. For most people in the US, $1,000 a week. If you like that idea, and that's residual ongoing to start. Not like the potential. The potential is $3,500 a week. Then we hit I got excited when we started making that kind of money. And then when we hit the executive director level, that's what set us free. That's a 6-figure income. I'm telling you that right now, over $10,000 a month, which is pretty amazing. 6 weeks later, think about this. 6 weeks later, for us personally, we hit presidential. Our business doubled in 6 weeks. That's called momentum. So when you understand momentum, that's what's happening right now. We're in hyper momentum on our whole team. And what's great about that last October, we were actually able to hit senior president director, the highest rank in the whole thing. So now we're like going, hey, we've done it. Let's help you do the same thing. Is it going to happen overnight? No, it can happen in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. But there are people on the team that we're part of that are doing this in 9 months. I mean, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months. So some people have done it less than a month. It's amazing.
Yeah. And you know what? When we got started, we had no system.
No.
So Steve and Gina were still developing the system. So we just tied into what they had available and we learned as we go. Now everything is given.
Yes.
And so
Step one, step
we
two, step
we
three.
know, I mean, we see a lot of new ranks happening and coming, happening in our business, happening in all the businesses across the board. So it's for you,
Yes.
make a decision today. Some of you just got on here to find out about the product, and that's great.
Yep.
But if you're saying, hey, you know what, this sounds good, I wonder if it will work for me, it will work for you.
Yep. And this here is amazing. But this next one here, I'll have Mena share this. And this is unlimited.
So
It's the second way
what we just showed you was limited on the binary cycles to those maxes that you saw there. This is unlimited income potential, and I kind of didn't really understand it until I saw it happening in my back office. Okay, because you can hear it 2 or 3 times, but until you see it practically going on for you, it starts to make sense all of a sudden. You're like, wow, I like this, unlimited income potential. And so, like your first generation, we signed Brendan as our first generation, and we want to help Brendan to max out at $25,000 a week. Why? His first generation, we make 25% of him. That's $6,250 that the company will pay per week, that the company will pay us.
Yep.
So they're not taking it away from Brendan. He's happy, he's getting, and we're happy. We're getting 25% of what he makes on a weekly basis. And then Brendan signed Dr. Francina on second generation, and Dr. Francine, we want to help her make 25,000 a week. Why? Because we're getting 20% of that as well. That's $5,000 a week. Who's going to say no to that? And it's not because they're taking it away from her. Third generation, Gary Burke, gets signed up. And so Gary makes $25,000 a week. He's not complaining. We're all excited. And we're getting 20% of that. So first, second, and third generation, we didn't know Gary. But Brendan, all the way from South Africa, connected with both Dr. Francine and Gary out of the States. So that's the other exciting thing. This is a global business. So when we're sleeping when Brendan's awake in the morning, we're still sleeping, and we're saying, Brendan, keep going, keep going. We're dreaming about Brendan getting out there and talking to everybody, and Jess and all the people in South Africa. We're saying, yes, keep going, because why? They're working, they're excited, their business is growing, and we're excited because we get 25 or 20% of whatever they make on a weekly basis. And that's how people are making money while they sleep. But then it's not, it's dependent on us. Like, you're not just going to come in and have it happen for you. It's dependent on your ambition level. Like how badly do you want it? What is your reason why? Why would you do this? You have to have a why, and it's got to be a strong conviction. This is my why. You got to know, if someone wakes up in the middle of the night, why are you actually doing this? You should be able to tell them even while you're still sleeping. You should be able to tell them why you're doing this.
Yeah, I felt like the movie Braveheart. Freedom! That's what I was thinking. If you would ask me, why are you doing this? But the part that's unlimited about this, you can have unlimited people that you personally sponsor. We personally sponsored over 200 people. Ken Burke has personally sponsored over 200 people, the guy that sponsored us. So imagine sponsoring somebody like Ken Burke, who's pretty much almost maxed out the comp plan, basically getting 25% of what he does. Imagine making 20% on the 200 people that they personally sponsored, and we're one of them. And imagine all the other people with that. So this is where it becomes a network of huge amount of people. So that's where you think about that. It's not based upon your efforts. It's based upon helping other people succeed. So we don't just leave them alone. We're working with our team just to help them succeed, doing launch meetings for them, helping them and stuff like that. So you want to work with them, say, what do I need to do next? So usually there's really 3 conclusions that come in to when we talk to people about this. And usually some people say, well, this is great, Greg. I love the idea of the different packages. You say, hey, I call it a 3-2-1 launch. And a 3-2-1 means if you say, hey, I know the person who invited me here, you want to let them know if you're a 3, a 2, or 1. And what that means, if you're a 3, it's like, this sounds great. Can I just get more information? Great. We're going to give you information and set up a time to follow up. That's what professionals do. We're professionals, not pests. We want to follow up with you and see if this is right for you. And number 2 is like, I like that idea. Can I get the product at wholesale? And absolutely. So what we do is we've got 3 different packages that you can get the product at wholesale. So that's a number 2. And someone says, I may not be interested in the business now. And then once again, you try it, and all of a sudden it'd be like us going, this works. I'm going to talk to everything that moves. And you other people are like a 1. I like the idea of the money. I like the idea of everything. How do I get started? Well, then we launch them. And so the people that are basically saying, hey, I just want to get the product at the wholesale, we usually recommend the core or the advanced, depending on what they're looking at doing. But people that want to build a business, and number one that wants to launch, we recommend the advanced or the premium. Why do we recommend that? We got the premium pack specifically because it has 30-day supply. Some people say, well, why do you need 20 of them? I just need one for me, one for my wife. Well, because we were looking, if they had a 50 pack, I would have bought a 50 pack. The reason why was because it's a one-time purchase, just one time. And so the reason why is because I said, and Meta said to me, she goes, well, we want to make that money back right away. In 2.5 weeks, we made that money back, $17 or $50. We spent a lot more than that on every other business we've ever done. Yeah. So if you understand from a business standpoint, you can't even get a lawn care business for that kind of money. But what happened was that what we did is Steve and Gina Mayer said, hey, when you get the sleeves, what you want to do is get a bunch of the sleeves. And when someone says, I want to register, you register them. And then you say, if they're local to you, you can only do this locally, but if they're local to you, say, tell you what, I'll lend you one of my sleeves. And when yours comes in 3, 4, 5 days later, just give me one back. That way you can start today. You want to start today, right? People are like, yeah, I want to start today. Great. We get them registered. I open up the pack, put a patch on the back of their neck, get them started. And then within the 3 to 5 days or a week, we get back together and they give us one back. So we just placed and replaced and placed and replaced and placed and replaced. Well, what happened is that we signed up like 3 premiums and we got $405 up front from each of those different ones. We also then got some people on advanced, some people core. We made our money back in 2.5 weeks. Our very first month, we made almost $3,000. Now, a lot of that was an upfront money. Then the residual started kicking in, and we signed up more people and got and more, and it just keeps on building and building and building. The importance of basically being a monthly subscription is you want to continue using this product. Like you heard on the video, the rule of thumb is how many decades you're alive should be how many months that you should be still using this product. So Brendan, really the rule of thumb is really he should be using it 2 to 3 months. But for a lot of other us, like me being in my 50s, once again, or people if they're 60s or 70s, whatever it is, they should be using it 5, 6, 7 months, whatever it is. But once again, we want you to use it a minimum of 90 days, bare minimum. Yeah. And that's really what it is. So what's interesting is that we tell people, hey, if you just want to get started, then we set you up on 1 or 2 sleeve auto ship. One sleeve is basically only $100 a month. You get the wholesale price. You get to keep the points because every time that someone purchases this, you earn points. You see 180 PV, 300 PV, 745, and each sleeve is worth 77 PV. So once again, you get to keep those points and they accumulate all the way up to a year, but you can only earn up to $100 a week. So they told us that and they said, okay, you want to get on 2 sleeve auto ship. So we got the premium one time, we got on 2 sleeve auto ship, basically $200 a month. We keep all the points and we can maximize make as much money as we want. And the product for basically is for me. So I spend $100, my wife spends $100, really, I buy it for both of us. I'm like, you don't touch mine, I don't touch yours. And literally we have a $200 monthly expense. That's it. So if you understand business, if you're a business owner, you think, okay, what's the catch? There's no catch. This is the catch. It's a $200 a month business. That's it. Now, we had an initial investment of that, but we made our money back. Yeah. But the interesting part about this is even with the premium pack, you don't have to buy any product for 90 days. They give you enough points. They have 745. They give you 525 points the first month, 110 the next month, 110 the next month. So you don't have to buy anything now. So if you bought something today, you're covered for February, March, April. You don't have to buy anything until May. Now, that's the best investment that we have. That's why it's the most popular pack, and that's what we recommend. Some people can't do that. Other people say that when we do this, we've had several people in South Africa, they took out a business loan, and we've helped them make their money back literally within the first 30, 60 days. So that's our goal. So again, what we tell people is that you want to get started. So talk a little bit more about the system.
So Brendan touched on thisisatinfo.com, which is the website put together by Steve and Gina Merritt of This Is a Team, and it's really, really professional. You can share that with doctors and you can share it with home executives. Really, everybody should be taking a look at that. Yes. It has a lot of testimonials on. There's all the clinical trials and the testing. The patent is there. You can read it. But thisisateam.com is it's kind of our manual. It's the textbook for how we do this business. So, we get a lot of questions like, how do I check in, how do I sign up my global e-wallet, or how do I go manager, or what does it mean to be active? And what is this comp plan? And how does it work? Everything is on there.
Yes.
Like literally everything you need to know, A to Z. Steve and Gina Merritt did not leave anything out. The downloads, if you're wanting the order form, and we still use the order form, it's old school, but you know what? It's actually the best way to do this business. just share the order form. I've done it just recently with quite a few people, and they send it back complete. I then go in and put everything through. They're duplicating the same thing. So you want to do what is simple. You know, not everybody on your team is techie. You know, some people are, some people aren't, some people like old school, but there's something for everybody. So you can go directly to your computer. This presentation, simple, download it. You can show it to somebody while you're sitting, you know, on a plane, leaving, you know, ready to take off. You can just go through the slides and share it. We have all the tools. It's plug and play. Nothing to reinvent. We don't need to go and create our own website.
No. And so really, it's the times are now to make a move. If you saw this and the person thought enough of you, you want to thank them. Thank them for sharing an opportunity that's changing lives around the world. Literally, when Brendan talked about pretty much every ailment imaginable, we've been able to help. We can never make any guarantees because we don't know if it's going to take days, weeks, months. But when you put the patch on, it starts working immediately. And that's one thing you may not see results. Mine was in 3 days. No more issues with my knee, my hip, my shoulder, my neck, my back. That's when you talk about the video that we played here, she went in for a hip surgery, and literally now she had no more feeling in the bottom of her legs. I mean, unfortunately, that's a life-changing event. Now she's starting to get her life back, which she's got hope. And that's what we tell people, that if you're serious about your dreams, once again, there's hope for your future. We tell people we're hope dealers, not dope dealers. That's what we do, is we deal in hope. So we're professionals. Once again, we tell people, let the person know if you're a 3, a 2, or a 1. You can even put in the chat and let them know, or just shoot them a text message, say, hey, I'm a 3, I'm a 2, and 1. Whatever level you are, 3 is who's interested in more information, 2 says, I want to get the product wholesale, and 1 says, I want to help people, and this sounds amazing, and that's with us. So we want to help you get started with X39. So those of you that filling out the form, getting started, welcome to the team. You're going to love everything that we're doing, because again, the team that we're part of is, if you like high performance teams, meaning people that are going places, that want to help people and to bless people, this is it. This is what we've been praying for, and this is exactly what we're doing. So I could go on and on and on. That was actually different things. We got conventions that are going on actually in August. We got people like Brendan that are flying in from South Africa to Orlando in August, because he wants to meet all the different leaders. And again, he's going to be at a very high level.
He's going to be senior presidential director.
Yes, absolutely. So and we're helping get it done.
Recognition and crossing the stage. And that, you know, that's what people get excited about, is we get excited when we see everybody winning, you know, because everybody can win at this. And this morning I got some text messages from different people. I'm signed up for Next Level. I've just got my tickets and so on. So if you have any questions about the Next Level convention, please reach out to us. We're happy to answer any questions you may have. And just know that when we go, we're going to grow together. That's how this happens.
Yeah. And it's the same thing, though, is that some people are saying, well, there's no way I can go to Orlando. No problem. That's fine. You can watch it virtually. But trust me, those that can, trust me, you're going to want to be there in person. And that's the part that we love about this business, is the high tech and high touch. We're very high touch, and we love being with people, but we're utilizing technology to actually help more and more people.
We had Anna and Maxime come all the way from Mallorca in Spain to the Rise Up in Vegas. And their business is literally going to the next level. It's going to the next level. Why? Because they got to be around the heat and the fire and the excitement. And I know that there's nothing stopping them. They have an amazing team happening. And in fact, we just had a couple that are Romanian. They live in Texas, but they signed up a friend who lives in Romania on the premium package, and they already are signed up to come to Next Level. So
that's another country we're in now. So
another country,
and the company's in like 80 countries around the world. So our plan is to be in 80 countries by the end of this year. So we're looking for people who know people internationally. So we're going to help you develop.
But we love all of you, and we are excited about every single one of you. And whatever your dream is, we want to help you get that. You know, and whether it's the health or the wealth, or both,
or just helping people.
We decided to go for both, because whether we're helping people with health and finances, we're helping them.
Yes.
A lot of people that are struggling, and a lot of people that are praying for something to change.
Yes.
Something like wake up in the morning with hope. you know.
Absolutely. And so, Brendan, thank you again for sharing
Thank
today.
you.
Again, I was so excited to hear about what you know, with your mom and everything that's going on. He's got testimonies all over the world from so many people and so many changed lives. And we're getting miracle messages every day from people, and it's absolutely fantastic. So again, we got a next level meeting for those of you that want to build to the next level and actually say, what do we do to get really going forward? If you're already part of the team, you're invited to that. And we sent that out to people today. We've had more and more people say, can I be a part of this? Can I be a part of this? We're like, yeah, we want to open up for everybody. So feel free to share that with the people on your team that want to get to the next level. Again, we're going to be sharing some great things today, and Brendan's going to be on that meeting as well, sharing some of the success he's had. And so again, Brendan, thank you so much again. I always call him Brendan Duplessis, Mr. Elite SPD, because that's exactly where he's going. And so we're excited for all of you. And again, we appreciate everyone. So have a blessed morning, blessed afternoon, blessed evening. However we can help you grow, let us know. Once again, we'll let you go now. But thanks again, Brendan, for rocking this today. We really appreciate it.
See you on next level. You don't want to miss it.
No, you don't want to miss it. If you got the link to that, go on there. And if not, catch us next week.
If you don't have the link, let us know.
It's going to be recorded as well. God bless you. We'll see you in a little bit. Have a great day.
Thanks, Minna. Thanks, Greg.
Thanks, Graham. Great to see you.
Good to
Bless
see
you.
you.
That's good to see you.
Lydia,
You
I'll
too.
reach out to you, Lydia.
Yeah, we definitely
Thanks,
got to
Greg.
connect, Graham. So yes, we got to talk this week. Absolutely. Congratulations on the growth. It's awesome. Bye, Bobby. Good to see you. Always great to see you.
Keep well.
Gary
That's
and-
Gary and
Bye.
iPhone number 2. I'm just kidding.
Ah,
Thanks, Greg.
That's amazing.
Whoops.
Larry.
I see Larry Zane there. Awesome. That's amazing. So Larry, great to see you. We can't wait to talk to you more. Let's connect today. If you got time today, let's connect. So
And
God,
please get back with your guests and ask them, where they're at.
yep.
Oh,
Awesome.
okay. Thank you.
Good to see you,
Thanks,
man.
Larry.
Bless you. We'll see you guys soon.